Hello, welcome back student in the next module of the topic thermodynamics. So, in this module we will start with the term enthalpy. Enthalpy, as we see in the last lecture, enthalpy is the sum of internal energy and the energy arises due to the pressure and volume. Enthalpy is defined as it is the sum of internal energy and the energy arises due to the pressure and volume. The enthalpy is denoted by letter H and it is equal to U plus PV. And as we see, enthalpy is a state function, means it depends only on the initial and final state of the system, and enthalpy is an extensive property. Extensive property means the properties of a system which depends on the amount of matter present in it, and therefore the change in enthalpy is written as, or it is given by delta H. The delta H means the change in enthalpy, as the enthalpy is a state functions, and therefore the change in enthalpy is given by H2 minus H1. The change in enthalpy is given by H2 minus H1, and therefore the change in enthalpy is also a state function. A change in enthalpy is also a state function where H1 and H2 are the enthalpies of initial and final state respectively. As H is a state function, the change in enthalpy is also a state function, means it depends on the initial and the final state of the enthalpies. So, the enthalpy is the sum of internal energy and the energy arises due to the pressure and volume. Next, we will start with the expression of enthalpy change today. आता आज आपण पुढचा पाठ घेणार आहे, म्हणजेच एक्सप्रेशन फॉर द एन्थाल्पी चेंज. As we know, the change in enthalpy, that is the delta H, is a state function, means delta H which is equal to H2 minus H1. So, it is a state function, and therefore, suppose we take all the initial state of the enthalpies as H1 which is equal to U1 plus P1 V1, and all the final state as H2 which is equal to U2 plus P2 V2. Here we have to derive the expression for enthalpy change, and for that here we take the change in enthalpy which is equal to H2 minus H1, where the H1 and H2 are the initial and the final enthalpies of the system respectively. So for that, suppose the H1 is the initial enthalpy and it is given by the formula as we know the H which is equal to U plus PV, and therefore H1 which is equal to U1 plus P1 V1 and H2 equal to U2 plus P2 V2. So put this value of H1 and H2 in the change in enthalpy expression, we get delta H which is equal to H2 means U2 plus P2 V2 minus H1 as U1. Here we can write in the bracket because here we have a minus sign, plus P1 V1. First of all, we solve the bracket as U2 plus P P2 minus U1 plus minus, it becomes minus here P1 V1. So next here we write the similar term on one side, and therefore U2 minus U1 plus P2 V2 minus P1 V1. So U2 minus U1, which is equal to delta U plus P2 V2 minus P1 V1 is equal to delta PV. PV is in the bracket. So this is the change in enthalpy expression. Means this is the enthalpy change expression. आपण परत एकदा बघूया काय केलं. Delta H, we know the delta H means the change in enthalpy is also a state function means it depends on the final and initial enthalpies, and therefore suppose for that if we take the initial enthalpies or all the initial state as H1, which is equal to U1 plus P1 V1, and H2 equal to U2 plus P2 V2. Next, we put all these H1 and H2 values in this change in enthalpy expression. Then it becomes U2 plus P2 V2 minus H1 means U1 plus P1 V1. If we solve the bracket, then we get U2 plus P2 V2 minus U1 plus minus, it becomes minus here P1 V1. U2 minus U1 इथं आपण एकत्र घेतलेले आहे ते, तिथं परत आपण काय म्हणतोय प्लस P2 V2 minus P1 V1, and then the change in enthalpy which is equal to delta U. U2 minus U means the change in internal energy, and it is equal to delta U plus delta here P2 V2 minus P1 V1, it becomes delta PV. But suppose these reactions, they are carried out at a constant pressure. If these reactions, they are carried out at a constant pressure, and for that P1 which is equal to P2 which is equal to P means the pressure of the system, and therefore the pressure remains constant, and therefore this equation it becomes delta H which is equal to delta U plus here the pressure it remains constant as P1 which is equal to P2 which is equal to P, because suppose if this reaction is carried out at a constant pressure, and therefore here we can take the pressure outside the bracket, and therefore it becomes only delta V. This is the expression of the enthalpy change for the reaction as delta H which is equal to delta U plus P delta V. But as we know from the first law of thermodynamics, it is stated as, or we know the mathematical expression of first law of thermodynamics as delta U which is equal to Q plus W. But at constant pressure it becomes delta U which is equal to Q at constant pressure plus W is replaced by minus P delta V. Suppose if we solve the bracket, then we get delta U which is equal to QP. What is mean by QP? QP is the heat content of the system at a constant pressure, because for the isobaric process, the first law of thermodynamics, it becomes becomes QP here minus P delta V, and therefore suppose if we write this expression for the QP, then it becomes here QP which is equal to, ते एका बाजूला आपण ठेवला आणि मायनस P डेल्टा V इकडे ऍड केलं तर ते काय होणार आहे delta U plus P delta V. And therefore, from the first law of thermodynamics, the QP means the heat content of the system, which is equal to delta U plus P delta V. Suppose if we compare these two equations, that is the expression of enthalpy change, which is equal to delta U plus P delta V, and the heat content of the system, which is also equal to delta U plus P delta V, and therefore if we compare both these equations, then we can write here the change in enthalpy, which is equal to QP. Because if we compare both these equations, then the right hand side of these both two equations are equal, and therefore left hand side are also equal. That means the change in enthalpy is equal to the heat content of the system. The change in enthalpy, which is equal to the heat content of the system, but it is equal to at constant pressure. It is equal to at constant pressure. Means at constant pressure, the heat content of the system is the change in enthalpy. Therefore, in the last module, when we start the enthalpy, then we can say that enthalpy is nothing but the heat content of the system at constant pressure. Enthalpy is nothing but the heat content of the system at constant pressure. So here delta H, which is equal to QP, only at constant pressure, and this is the expression of delta H and delta U for the system, that is delta H, which is equal to delta U plus P delta V. So next we have to relate the delta H and delta U in a various steps. Means next we have to see the relation between delta H and delta U. Relation between delta H and delta U for a chemical reaction. Next we have to see the relation between delta H and delta U for the chemical reaction. For that, we know the change in enthalpy is given by the expression delta H, which is equal to delta U plus P delta V. Delta H, which is equal to delta U plus P delta V. In a chemical reaction, first we see the change in enthalpy or the relation between delta H and delta U for the solids. And as we know, for the solids, there is a negligible change in the volume at constant pressure. Because if we compare the solid, liquid and gaseous state, then in the solid, the intermolecular force of attraction between the atom is very strong, and therefore there is a no movement of the molecule is possible in the solid, and therefore there is a negligible change in volume for the solid, and therefore for a solid we can write the change in volume, it becomes 0, because in the solid there is a negligible change in the volume takes place, and therefore the change in volume, which is equal to 0, and therefore the P delta V, it becomes also 0, because if we put the value of delta V in P delta V, it is equal to 0, and therefore the relation between delta H and delta U for the solid, which is equal to delta H is equal to delta U plus the P delta V. This term, it becomes 0 for the solid, because there is a negligible change in the volume in solid, and therefore for solid can say that the delta H which is equal to only the delta U. Delta H which is equal to delta U for the solid. So next, in liquid also, just like solid, in liquid also there is a negligible change. Liquid मध्ये सुद्धा आपण बघितलं, liquid molecules they are only in still contact with each other, and therefore for a liquid there is also negligible change in the volume, and therefore the change in volume it becomes a zero. The change in volume it becomes a zero, and therefore the change therefore the term P delta V it also becomes a zero, and therefore the change in enthalpy which is equal to for the liquid is equal to delta U plus 0. That means the delta H which is equal to delta U for the liquid also. Means for a solid and a liquid there is a negligible change in the volume takes place, and therefore the relation between delta H and delta U for the liquid and solids means the delta H is equal to delta U for liquid and solid. Next, when we have the relation between delta H and delta U for the gases, and therefore for the gases we can say that there is a considerable change in the volume of the gas molecules. There is not a negligible change in volume, but there is a considerable change in the volume for the gas molecules, and therefore for the gas molecule delta V is not equal to 0. Delta V is not equal to 0 for the gases, because the gases, the molecules are far away from each other. They are continuously in random motions, and therefore there is a considerable change in the volume for the gases, and therefore for the gas molecule the relation between delta H and delta U it becomes delta H which is equal to delta U plus P delta V. The delta V is not equal to 0, and therefore this term is not equal to 0, and therefore here we can write delta U which is equal delta H which is equal to delta U plus, if there is a considerable change in the volume, and therefore the change in volume which is equal to V2 minus V1, and therefore P, here the change in volume which is equal to V2 minus V1. Next, here if we solve the bracket as delta H which is equal to delta U plus P V2 plus minus, it becomes minus here P V1, and therefore for a gas molecule if it contains the n number of molecules, then the pressure volume is related with the number of moles of a gas according to the ideal gas equation we have seen in our 11th standard. म्हणजे 11वी मध्ये स्टेट ऑफ मॅटर या टॉपिक मध्ये जो काय आपण आयडियल गॅस इक्वेशन बघितलेलं आहे, ते आयडियल गॅस इक्वेशन आता इथे आपण फॉर गॅसेस स्टेट साठी अप्लाय करणार आहोत, आणि म्हणून वी नो दॅट द आयडियल गॅस इक्वेशन व्हिच इज इक्वल टू मीन्स इन आयडियल गॅस इक्वेशन PV equal to nRT, and for the considerable change in volume the pressure and V1 which is equal to N1RT and PV2 which is equal to N2RT, because the PV2 and P1 these are the pressure volume, but they are at a constant pressure. This is the change in enthalpy at a constant pressure, and there is a considerable change in the volume for the gaseous reaction, and therefore this change in volume in terms of the number of moles it is written according to ideal gas equation as P1 V1 which is equal equal to N1 RT1, where R and T are the gas constant and temperature of the system respectively, and N1 is the number of moles for initial state and the N2 is the number of moles for the final state. Put both these values in this equation. Here we get delta H, which is equal to delta U plus PV2, means here it becomes N2 RT minus PV1, it becomes N1 RT. इथपर्यंत लक्षात आलंय का? काय काय केलं आपण? We have to relate the delta H and delta U for a chemical reaction, and therefore first we can write for the solid and liquid as there is a negligible change in the volume for the solid and liquid takes place, and therefore the relation between delta H and delta U is the delta H is equal to delta U. But for the gases there is a considerable change in the volume, and therefore the delta V is not equal to 0. That means delta V, which is equal to V2 minus V1. So here the expression of enthalpy change we can write as a delta H, which is equal to delta U plus P delta V. If we put the value of delta V in this equation, then it becomes delta H, which is equal to delta U plus PV2 minus PV1. Then according to the gas equation, PV2, which is equal to N2 RT, and PV1, which is equal to N1 RT1. So next here we can write it as delta H, which is equal to delta H, which is equal to delta U. Here RT is common in both these terms, and therefore it comes out from the bracket, and therefore delta U plus here we can write the RT, and in bracket here N2 minus N1, it remains in the bracket, N2 minus N1. RT are the common, and therefore it comes out from the bracket, and here the N2 minus N1 is taken in the bracket. So next delta H, which is equal to delta U plus N2 minus N1. N2 is the number of moles for the gaseous products, and N1 is the number of moles for the gaseous reactants, and therefore N2 minus N1 is the change in number of moles for the gaseous state, and it can be written as delta N, but it is abbreviated as G. G for gases, because the relation between delta H and delta U is changes only for the gaseous state, as delta H, which is equal to delta U plus N2 minus N1, means final number of moles minus initial number of moles. It becomes delta N, but only for the gaseous state, and RT. So finally we can write it as, आता आपण असं लिहू शकतो ते delta H, which is equal to delta U plus delta Ng RT, and this is the relation between delta H and delta U for a chemical reactions, and only for the gases. Here the delta N is the number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants only. Again remember that what is the delta N? The delta N is the number of moles of gaseous product minus number of moles of gaseous reactant. So for the consideration of the delta N, here we have one example as CaCO3, which is in the solid state. It gets converted into CaO plus नंबर ऑफ मोल्स कसे कॅल्क्युलेट करायचे त्याच्यासाठी एक एक्झाम्पल इथे मी सांगते. फॉर एक्झाम्पल हियर वी हॅव an example calcium carbonate on a decomposition it gives the calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide, and therefore here if we calculate the number of moles for this simple chemical reaction then we have a formula N2 minus N1. But always remember that what is mean by N2? N2 is the number of moles of gaseous products. What is mean by N1? N1 is the number of moles of gaseous reactants. And therefore here the states are given. So what is N2? आता CaO, calcium oxide, which is present in a solid state, and therefore the number of moles of calcium oxide is not considered, because we say that, or we know that N2 means the number of moles of only gaseous product. CO2, which is present in the gaseous state, and the number of moles of CO2 is 1, and therefore minus N1. N1 is the number of moles of gaseous reactants only. Here the reactant which is present in a solid state, and therefore it is not to be considered, and therefore N1 which is equal to 0, and therefore the delta N for this reaction which is equal to only 1. Suppose if we have a second example. आता आपल्याकडे दुसरं एक्झाम्पल आहे ते आपण बघूयात. फॉर्मेशन ऑफ अमोनिया गॅस H2 plus thrice N2 plus thrice H2, it gives twice NH3, and all the reactors and products if they are present in the gaseous state, and we want to calculate the change in number of moles, that is the delta N. Then we have a formula delta N which is equal to N2 minus N1, number of moles of gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactants, and therefore here the number of moles of gaseous products which is equal to 2 minus the number of moles of, or the total number of moles of gaseous reactants. इथं H2 चा कोएफिशिएंट 3 आहे, म्हणजे H2 चे नंबर ऑफ मोल्स किती आहेत 3, आणि N2 चे किती आहे 1. 3 plus 1 it becomes 4, and therefore the delta N for this chemical reaction it becomes a -2. This is the calculation of delta N. The calculation of delta N for gaseous reactions only, and therefore this is the relation between delta H and delta U for a chemical reaction, or for a gaseous chemical reaction. Sometime a question it may be asked for your board exam. Derive the relation between delta H and delta U for a chemical reaction. For a chemical reaction, derive the relation between delta H and the delta U. And therefore here in today's lecture we have considered the relation between, or we have seen the relation between delta H and delta U as delta H which is equal to delta U plus delta nRT, delta Ng, because delta Ng is the number of moles of gaseous reactants, gaseous products minus number of moles of gaseous reactor. So next here we have seen the next point, that is the work done in a chemical processes. The work done in a chemical processes. आता आपण work done कुठल्याही केमिकल रिएक्शन साठी वर्क डन चा फॉर्म्युला आपण डिराइव करूया, and therefore we know for the irreversible process the work done which is given by minus P external delta V. The work done having a formula W which is equal to minus P external delta V. Here assume the P external which is equal to P. The external pressure is the pressure of gas, and therefore the formula of work done it becomes minus P delta V. But in a chemical reaction or for a gaseous reaction, the volume it may be changes, or there is a considerable change in the volume, and therefore it becomes minus P V2 minus V1. If we solve the bracket, then we get minus P V2 minus minus, it becomes plus here P V1. And as we see in the previous expression, from the ideal gas PV, which is equal to nRT, and therefore PV1 which is equal to N1RT, and PV2 which is equal to N2RT. So put these two values in this equation. Here we get W which is equal to PV2, means the N2RT minus PV1 which is equal to, here we have a minus sign, minus PV2 means here we have a N2RT, and plus PV1 means here we have a N1RT. So RT is common, and therefore it comes out from the bracket, and therefore it becomes the equation of work done, or the expression for the work done in a chemical reaction. It becomes here minus N2 plus N1, and so here if we simplify this, then we get here, if we take a minus sign outside the bracket, then it becomes N2 minus N1 RT. Minus N1 minus minus, it becomes plus, and RT is common, and therefore simply we solve this for our simplification. Minus, it is written outside the brackets, and we know the N2 minus N1 is the change in number of moles for the gaseous reactions only, and it can be written as a delta N GRT. And so finally the work done for the chemical reaction, which is equal to W, which is equal to minus delta N GRT. This is the final expression of work done in a chemical reaction, which is equal to minus NGRT. So dear student, in today's lecture, first we have seen the enthalpy. What is meant by enthalpy? The definition of enthalpy. Then the change in enthalpy, or the expression for change in enthalpy. Then the enthalpy change for the various reactions considering solid, liquid and gases. And finally we have seen the work done in a chemical processes. So thank you.